Welcome back to the TokyoFreshPodcast, only on the Tokyo Beat Network. My name is David. I'm here with Jordan.
What you got?
And right now, we look like a big old black screen because
What happened?
I used the wrong transition.
We're a big old black screen?
Put up with... You can listen to the music while we are a black screen. I talked about this before thinking I said I wasn't going to use it, and then I pressed the button because I saw it was there.
Welcome back to Tokyo Fresh. We're live from a dark room.
Oh, there we go. Okay, no, we're back. There we go.
We got it. The transition ended.
Yes.
Excellent.
Fuck.
That's so
I need to go
silly.
fix that.
Yeah, I'll do it
Hopefully
next
the
week.
volume was all right.
Yeah, it should be fine. But either way, the listeners at home are having a grand old time, which is good.
Yeah, they love it.
Whoa, hold on. We're repositioned. Guys, how you been? David, how you been? How's your week been? You been chilling? Been in a good mood?
Oh, you know, just doing some stuff.
What have you been doing? Fill me in. It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week. What did I do this week? Oh, I got married on Monday.
Fuck me, dude. Congratulations. That's not like a...
You know that old thing.
That's not like an oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way. And I went shopping. And then...
For fuck's sake, don't glaze over it. Congratulations, my dude.
Thank you.
Fucking well done, married man.
I mean, for now, it's just, paper wedding, but...
I mean, wedding's a wedding, my
Yeah,
dude.
It's
I think eventually...
It's not as grandiose as the one that I went to 2 days prior.
Oh, in the mystical forest surrounded by golden ginkgo trees? That was good.
Yeah. We'll get there one day.
Do you want to have a wedding like that?
I don't know if that's up to me or not.
Good point. Good point. Good fun. It definitely is not up to you at all. You have no say.
No, just zero.
Dude,
0%.
honestly, yeah. I think a lot of people are like getting married now. It's absolutely insane. Is this just like the age for it?
You know
around
what?
30s?
I think it might be just a matter of people just going like, fuck it. Like, if not now, then when, right?
It feels to be the way. Like, I remember being younger and having like older friends, and then being like, "Oh man, I have like 3 weddings this year," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, why is everyone like coordinating their weddings? And now I've become that 30-year-old man, and all my friends are getting married, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get married in like the summer," and I'm like, "Yeah, you and everyone else." Like, I have like 20 weddings to attend. Like,
I mean, you're the last holdout.
Or me and Sean.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, me and
Yeah,
Sean.
that's
Well,
true. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I think
see who beats who.
Sean will definitely meet me, I think. Looking at where everyone is in terms of like relationships and such and what they're doing with their existences, I'm in like last place. If marriage, if kids and house is the goal, I am the slowest. Okay. I am barely like, the gun has gone off. It's 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone's sprinting and I'm just there. I'm chilling at the start line, just like coffee in hand.
How'd you make that sound?
What's going on there? Guy with a gun.
Is that thing real?
How many shots in that gun? Can I main someone with that gun? What's going on here? How do I win this race? What's going on here? Yeah, I was like just not, because I was doing all I spent the last 4 years just like doing like career progression things. So
Yeah, and I've definitely not done that.
Everyone has different focuses. Mine was
I wouldn't say it's exactly like that, but sure, I'll take that.
Everyone has different focuses. Your life.
That's fine. I can play catch up when I have a 5-year visa.
Honestly, yeah. Once I got the bigger visa, it really does make things a lot easier. Yep. Like applying for jobs, like job hunting, you don't feel as tied down to a position.
There's not as much urgency, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not shitting your pants because you're like, next week they kick me out. It's like I'm gonna be homeless.
Honestly,
right?
yeah. Like when you're on the 1-year visa, you're very limited in what you can do, like job wise. For example, you can't just like leave your job. You'd need to have another job set up. Because if you leave your job like in, I don't know,
you just need a sponsor.
Yeah, pretty much. If you leave your job like mid-year, you only have like 6 months to then try and find an entirely new place to work if you have like a 1-year visa. Even 3 years, kind of like 3 is better, but like 5 years like the golden visa to possess, where you're just like, I don't care. I can leave my job tomorrow and I can like waft around for a bit and then eventually find like a new position to jump into. It's honestly the better visa. Welcome to the good visa realm, my boy.
Well, I mean, I don't have the good visa yet.
Eventually, welcome to the good visa realm, my boy.
Though, I was surprised by how fucking easy like the requirements are to get a spousal visa.
Yeah, it's easy.
They're low as shit.
Yeah, it's like, do you have a pulse?
It's like 1. I'm looking at it right now.
Go on.
It's weird. Period of stay 5, 3, 1, or 6 months, which is odd. I don't. if you're a spouse, they should just default to 5.
Yeah. 6 months?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
The fuck? Okay, go on.
so
Okay.
1, do you have a passport?
How do you think I got? Okay, yeah.
So by default, 1 is covered.
Easy.
2, 1 visa application form. So you need the visa application form.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, already that's 2. 3, 1 photograph.
Wait. Are these the requisites to getting the visa?
Yes.
This isn't just
It
shit
says
to bring
this
to
is necessary documents.
Okay, fuck. Okay, go on. Jesus Christ. These are shit.
And a certificate of eligibility. The original one you got, which
What's
good luck
that?
finding that. The COE.
The original one?
Yeah, it says the original one or 1 copy. If you have an electronic COE, please present it at the Visa Application Center.
When the fuck did you get a certificate of eligibility?
When you come into the country for working.
Like
you need,
7 years ago?
Yeah. So.
Like 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you have yours?
Probably it's somewhere. I think actually I saw it the other day.
I think I have mine somewhere because I just don't throw away documents.
Those kind of documents are like,
Yeah.
you know.
I bind them all. I got like a
Important.
big like box in my house. I just throw all my like important documents in there. I found when I was like moving out and moving back in again, I found my housing contract to the first house I lived in when I moved in Japan, and I was like, I don't think I need this. I think I'll throw it away. But then I was like, but what if?
Oh,
What
there
if-
are some other things that you do need,
Go on.
obviously. A letter of guarantee or sponsorship from your sponsor, which would be your spouse, so
Easy.
easy.
Just like, yeah, he cool. Just, yeah, he cool.
Yeah.
He cool. He
Proof
cool.
of family relationship between you and your sponsor, which is your
Marriage license
certificate.
thing. Nice.
Proof of your sponsor's profession, okay. Proof of your sponsor's annual income, okay.
Easy. Wait, what about your annual income?
No, because you are the spouse. You're applying for a spousal visa. Your income is irrelevant.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter about you. Oh my
Right.
god, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, go on. Wow.
If your sponsor is a foreign national, which they're not, so I'll just skip that. If your sponsor is a Japanese national, copies of the sponsor's passport and residence card,
Easy.
and then that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
And
That's
you're
all you
done?
need. Yep.
Sign up?
Yep.
Fuck me, that's so easy.
Now, whether you get approved or not,
Oh yeah, that's
that's a different story.
I mean,
but
what it comes down to. It's,
I don't see why they would deny you.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what you're doing personally. It's more about what your spouse is doing,
Right.
and like, are you in an actual relationship?
Mm-hmm.
And they go, okay. I think what happens is, I said this before. I think once you get through the marriage part of the relationship, once you've done the quadruple handle on the sheet, you've done the signy things, you've handed it to the office, and they've gone, all right, cool, bet y'all married now. I think from there it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult, I would say, hurdle to pass.
I
But
think
once
if
you've
you
done
were, I
that-
think if you were coming in, because there's a specific stipulation there for
Yeah.
the spouse of a foreign national.
True. Yes. Very
then
true. Yeah.
then that becomes like, okay, there's some more hoops you need to jump through.
Very
There's
true, very
also
true.
weird ones like if you're Russian or Chinese that you need to have specific things.
Even if your spouse is Japanese and you're Russian or Chinese, you
Yeah.
need to have
You need to have other specific things.
classic Japan. Classic Japan.
I don't know why. I'm sure that there is a historical reason. Couldn't be a historical reason behind needing Chinese special things and Russian special things, considering those are two countries that Japan warred with in the past
Japan.
70 years.
Yeah, Japan. Stop. it.
Weird.
Stop going to war with places and then later on down the line being like, nah, actually,
Takesies backsies.
takes these
Sorry,
backsies.
didn't do anything.
When we forgive you, everything's okay. We're chill now. But also, if we're gonna get married here, you need special documents.
Right,
That would be
yeah.
a pain in the fucking ass to get.
Mhm.
Oh, you have your birth certificate. Sorry, we need to meet the doctor personally.
Yeah,
Who birthed you?
I'm sure. I have to imagine that there's probably a lot of like
Bullshit hoops.
fraud that goes on with that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
'cause-
probably.
But there probably is everywhere. Like, I don't know. I'm not a government official.
There's
What do I
marriage
know?
fraud. There's a TV show in America based around like
Literal marriage fraud.
Literal marriage fraud. It's like 90 Day
90 Day
Fiance.
Fiancé,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's literally marriage fraud. It's like, oh my god, are these guys gonna fall in love in 90 days and
Right.
relationship? And I'm like, no, it's clearly fraud. You're broadcasting the fraud. Like, it's the
Yeah.
most insane thing to watch. But
I mean, 90 Day Fiance is insane for reasons beyond the like.
I've never actually seen an episode. I've only ever. Apparently, one episode is like 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's long.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? That's a feature-length film.
I've never seen the episodes, but man, some of the fucking goblins they find to put on that fucking show, it's just like, dude, what I really
The greatest one I think I saw, I believe it was saw. I should say saw is a strong word. The greatest one I
know about.
Yeah, know about through I think
through osmosis.
literally like the H3, like Ethan from the H3 podcast. He loves.
Are you fucking talking about Big Ed?
He's terrible.
The guy with no neck?
I've heard about him. Yeah, why does he have no neck?
He looks like Patrick Star.
He looks like Patrick Star. Yes, apparently he's a horrible individual. I've heard.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
awful
doesn't he
human.
like wash his hair with like mayonnaise?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I
Couldn't
think
be
it was,
whiter.
Could not be.
Couldn't be
He's
whiter.
like, my scalp feels so spicy. This mayonnaise is so hot. Like,
Weird.
Fucking stupid.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's made with eggs. Eggs are good for your hair, right?
I mean, yeah. Do you know what else is good for your hair? Conditioner.
it.
Yeah, conditioner.
Just going to have a regular shower.
It has protein in it as well.
Yeah,
It's
right.
conditioner. It's what it's there for, you fucking weirdo. Like, what an idiot. I hate people that are like, oh, I found a great hack. You use mayonnaise. I'm like, no, you've
Nope.
not. You've not.
This is not a hack.
It's not a hack. You're being weird.
Just because you do it doesn't make it a hack.
Just because you do it. Listen, you're not. What is it called again? There is a village in somewhere in China, and they're famous for having like amazingly long hair. All of women's hair is crazy long, beautiful, really strong, and they use like rice water
Sure, yeah.
to like wash their-
Starch?
Yeah, it's like the starch, something like that. But it works really well. And a black woman from America, was making like her own hair oil, whatever she was making for like black people's hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And she went to the village to be like, what is going on here? So she went there to do research about what they do there to make their hair so good, and brought that back to America to put in her product. And all like the like Chinese netizens were like, she done her research. She done did it. She went to this little village in China to work out what the fuck was going on. And everyone was like, we respect it. We respect it. Apparently the hair product is fucking good. I want some of it. I want some of it so badly. Cause
I mean, if that's the secret, just boil some rice and.
I know. No, you wash the washed rice water.
Oh.
So you wash the water, and that water you're draining, you keep it. You wash
Do
your hair with it or something.
with it.
I have not looked into it clearly, but it's
That seems
something
like
with the
that
water.
would be just a way to get like really fucking starched hair.
Yeah.
Your hair would just be hard as a rock.
I wonder what that would do to my hair. Like I'm very particular about what I use in my hair. So like any products I buy, I do like a lot of research about before I put it in my hair, just because I fucked up my hair so many times before. Just because like not knowing what I was doing, just putting random shit in my hair, and then being like, wow, why is my hair breaking? And then my little sister will be like, it's because you're using like this conditioner and it's meant for like dyed hair. And I'm like, should have read the box.
That would
my
do it.
weakness. I don't read.
Reading.
I don't read. It's in English as well. I'm just
Don't
not
read.
just not reading. So fucking
Just don't
stupid.
read.
Don't read. Fuck it. No, I'm not.
Wasn't it Andrew Tate who said, "Don't read.
Oh,
Reading's for losers."
What an absolute fucking pleb. Yeah, honestly, probably. If
But he said-
anyone,
it's like reading books is slow. I need to engage my brain. It's like-
wasn't he the one who? I forget he was debating debating I should say. He was like Hassan Piker on like his podcast
Sure,
or whatever.
yeah.
And I think one of his points was killing me. It was so it was so stupid. It was like schoolyard bullying. It was something like, you don't even talk fast, so what you're saying is irrelevant. He doesn't mean like you're not speaking with enough like gusto and energy. He means like
Right.
literally the pace in which words are coming out of your mouth is too slow, and thus
For you to be intelligent.
Yep.
Because you need to research your point.
Yep.
You need to speak really fast.
you gotta speak really fast.
like really, really fast.
Really fast. So like,
Okay.
the faster you're speaking, he's like, the more intelligent you appear, apparently. And like, fuck's sake.
I don't know
this
what he's
is-
talking about. I can speak really, really fast.
I really
But,
bad.
you know.
And I'm a fucking dumbass, so it means nothing. Absolute idiots. I remember I was researching like.
I mean, wasn't it Shakespeare who said brevity is the soul of wit?
brevity is the soul of wit.
Which
yeah.
means don't waste my fucking time.
Don't waste my fucking time. Don't say that to Andrew Tate. Sounds like reading. He'd be very upset about that.
He wouldn't understand what brevity is.
That's true, or wit, to be fair. Got him. So stupid. But I was going into I was looking at when that was like really prevalent in on like the online spaces. I was looking into that and like listening to this man. Listening to his message is a strong way of putting it. I was listening to people who are watching his stuff and like listening to their takes about it, and I was like, who is getting swept up by this? Like, what is going on here? Then I realized the answer is what the answer's always been. It's children. It's always children. It's always children and right-wing men getting swept up by like this one strong man on the internet or like these random like right-wing misogynist streamers. I'm like, it's always children or right-wing men. And I'm like, well, this is the internet was a mistake. We're gonna have to.
I mean, it's true. Yeah. I mean,
I think I have a rule. It's fine. When I eventually become the Prime Minister of Japan, my rule is going to be, if you're caught online with bad vibes, you get an internet ban put on your shit.
I mean, that's going to ban like 90% of the fucking internet.
Don't care. If you are caught online with bad vibes, you get a timer put, like a child that's done bad thing. Like a child caught watching porn, you get timers put on your internet. You could give 3 hours a day and nothing more.
So it's like that the fucking what is it? The Justin Timberlake movie where everyone has like a watch in their arm and they gotta spend time to do anything. Oh, a cup of coffee costs 7 hours.
It's basically in time, but it's internet. It's like, I need 20 more minutes. I gotta finish this episode of Naruto. Come on, man. Give me 1 more hour. That'd work. That would work. Like, think about it. If you only had 3 hours of internet usage a day, like that was it. You're like, I have 3 hours. How am I gonna use this time? You wouldn't be wasting time scrolling on fucking.
No.
You'd be like, no. God, I got 3 hours. I need to watch this week's episode of fucking Invincible
and be done.
Be done, bro. Like, before anything else happens. But I think it's only for like those caught. It's a punishment for those caught with bad vibes. You go to the vibes court. And they look at your history and they go, no.
Vibes.
Your vibes are off. What is this? What is this right-wing content you're listening to? Who the fuck is David Patterson? Nah.
Is that just a random white man?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's David. What's the other guy? There's another guy. What's the dude? The guy who says the guy was like crying about men. What about men? What's his name?
Jordan Peterson.
That's the one. That's the one.
What about men?
What about man, dude, that clip.
Where will we go?
He sounds like Elmo, doesn't he? Like a little bit.
It sounds like Kermit.
It's like Kermit. That's the one. Where will we go? What do we be without men? Dude, that man is hilarious. Like, I thought he was a stand-up comedian.
You'd never know that he's like a licensed professional psychologist.
A licensed professional psychologist. Because I'd only seen clips, and I was like, yo, this man is fucking hilarious. I was like, this man is hilarious. This is so, the way he's trolling everyone. This is so funny. And I was watching like, I think like Hassan Piker's stream, and then
I don't know how you can do that.
Hasanabi, I love Hasanabi. He's great. I was watching it. I know you don't. I don't know why.
No, over this like last 2 weeks,
yeah,
I've consumed more of his content
because
like, a lot more. Just because like Israel and Palestine.
He's
talking about
he's the one doing a lot of it. Yeah,
and he every time I watch him, my opinion just consistently drops.
Wait, what don't you like about him? I don't get it.
He's just dumb.
He's very intelligent. What are you talking about?
I can't with him. Like, he's just not. And the weirdest thing is like when I say something like that, people will be like, immediately white supremacist. That
white
guy,
supremacist, that
right?
one right there.
Like, that'll be the immediate
famous
takeaway
white
from
supremacist.
This, right?
Nah.
But just like he says the dumbest shit, like just the dumbest shit. I don't want to talk about it specifically because there's no way that you're gonna win an argument against people like that. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, It doesn't matter what the fuck I say. Like, I could praise or not praise him.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
like
whatever
I will lose, right?
whatever way you take, you're gonna lose. If you praise him, you're an idiot. If you don't praise him, you're still an idiot. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as a guy with like a political major background, his points make sense to me because I have the background.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything he said. Sometimes I'm like, but everything he said on like the whole Palestine stuff, I'm like, cool. I agree. Accurate.
I mean, I agree with some of the stuff he says, but some of the other shit he says is just so like out of pocket.
Yes.
Just ridiculous shit. And I'm just like, what?
I enjoy it.
It's so dumb.
Depending on the point you're making, maybe there's like some more background that goes into it, but without precise examples, it's hard to talk about. But
I mean, I could give you precise examples, but I don't want to waste the.
Yeah. Well, we can. This is like a drinking conversation. We'll discuss it with drinks. It'll be way more fun in drinks, 100%. Yeah. But like, I think some of the points is like, oh, without this background, you wouldn't understand what this is talking about. But then some of the points is like, what are you talking about, my boy? What are you saying? So I get it. But yeah, there are certain like very what's the word? Begins with confrontational. There's very divisive, I would say, streamers that certain people don't don't like, but like no matter what side of the fence you're on, there's gonna be arguments.
Here's why I don't like him. He speaks from a point of authority without actually having any credentials.
He has credentials.
He has no fucking credentials. Zero.
He has degrees.
In what?
Politics and shit.
And?
He has the background knowledge.
When that man sits in front of a computer for 8 hours a fucking day and says, I'm giving you on-the-ground reporting.
No.
I'm like, bitch, what?
No.
Until you go to fucking Palestine or whatever, you cannot claim that.
He does. He won't talk about breaking news, ever.
But he says that shit all the time.
Because he doesn't. He doesn't talk about breaking news. He'll talk about things after he's done like his own like research on it a little bit. And if it's something he already knows about, he can discuss it.
I honestly wonder because
sometimes
I'm like...
Because there'll be like streams where something will happen and then someone will be like, oh my god, an explosion happened in this thing. You can talk about it? And he's like, no, because it's just happened. I have nothing to add to it.
Did he not do that again? Like I can pull up an example where he did that exact thing.
With what? Depends what it was. If it was like an ongoing thing, it makes sense.
No, it was like literally that day, and then he talked about it, and then he said something to the effect of, "Oh, it was this person, and they did it," and then when it was confirmed by an official source that is like divorced from both parties that this is what happened, and then he's like, "It doesn't even matter. It was them anyway."
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. So I'll get into the specifics then if you want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking. Okay, go on.
So, do you remember when there was I think it was a hospital or whatever, got hit with a missile?
Yes. Yeah.
And then he's like 500 people died in that missile strike.
I remember that,
and it was the IDF. And then it turned out it wasn't the IDF. It was Hamas who bombed it, and 50 people died. And they said something to the effect of, it doesn't even matter if it was them anyway because they're killing people in other places. And I'm like, okay, but that's not what you reported. If you reported that 500 people died and then it was the IDF and then it wasn't them and it was only 50 people, but then you never walked it back and then doubled down on what you reported, that's really weird.
I'm trying to find the actual...
I can send you the clip.
Yeah. There's I'm trying to find the story as well. There's so much.
Oh God, yeah. You get drowned out by that shit. But yeah, it's situations like that where it's just my opinion just goes...
No, I get where it's coming because you're already talking about the conflict, so you're doing it's not like something that's new and has just happened. It's something that has, it's an ongoing story, and it's a new update in the ongoing story. So the way I took it was that. So when you have something as
shouting at other people and calling them genocidal maniacs before even knowing
they are
that.
They are.
But I'm talking about yelling at people without knowing with 100% certainty this is what happened.
I mean,
it's psychotic.
But when you take the entire conflict, because I've literally...
I'm specifically talking about...
Oh, no, yeah. But nothing happens in a fucking bubble.
Of course
it's
not.
part of an entire conflict. When you take the entire conflict and you go, okay, they bombed a hospital. This isn't... No.
I don't disagree with him about the entire conflict. I disagree with him about the method of reporting if what you're reporting on is not factual.
No, yeah. So it happened, everyone thought, okay, it must have been Israel. And even I was like, checks out.
Yeah, to me, that would make sense.
Checks out. Because this isn't this current conflict everyone's looking at because of how it began. So everyone's like, oh my God, wow, big thing. This has been going on for decades.
Oh, longer than that. It's been going on since at least the 40s.
Yeah.
And maybe even before.
When was Israel founded? 1948?
Israel would have been founded in the 50s after World War II.
That was it, yeah.
Because World War II ended in 44, 45. I mean, depends what you consider to be ended.
Israel was created in 1948. I was right.
Yeah, okay. So it's close to the 50s.
Yeah, so it was made in 1948, and then since then, Gaza basically been an open-air prison. They've been doing shit like this for 50, 60 years now. So when people are so when you see little things like this, when it goes, oh my God, they've bombed a hospital, it's yeah, this isn't the first time they've done that, so it checks out.
Right.
So then later on when you go, okay, actually, it was Hamas. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake, Hamas. But then you're like, even I was like, okay, the way that you've not gone back and gone, my bad, turns out it was Hamas.
Right.
But then I still get his next sentence, which is, But no, yeah, fuck him still. Because
No, yeah, I don't agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
But if you are being a reporter,
He's not a reporter though. He's a Twitch
then,
streamer.
Again, so then why are you saying I'm giving you on the ground reporting?
Because he's giving.
Are you a reporter or are you not? You got to pick a lane.
No, he's not.
If you're not, then don't say you are.
He's not.
But he says he is.
But he's clearly not. He's a Twitch
I
streamer.
know he's clearly not.
But Twitch streamer. So?
What do you mean so?
What do you mean? I don't get your point. Like, yeah, he's saying I've never heard him say he's a reporter. To be fair,
he says stuff like, "I'm giving you 8 hours of like on the ground reporting." If you're reporting, you should be a reporter.
Reporting doesn't mean you're a reporter. We're technically saying to an audience what's going on. We're technically reporting. Bull. Unless you give me the exact clip. Nah. I don't believe that for a second. Isn't saying he's a reporter. I'm gonna find.
I'm sure you're gonna find like 80 million videos of like right wing.
The problem is like the vast majority. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like no matter what, because of the way Hasanabi makes content and because of the way what he talks about, no matter what he says, he's gonna get clipped. I've watched like I've been working while watching like one of like the tail end of one of his streams, and then the stream will end, and I'm like doing whatever I'm doing, and then a clip will come on like Twitter or whatever. That someone has like clip chipped. It's like, oh my god, Hasanabi said that, I don't know, racist thing, and I'm like, no, he didn't. I was literally just watching this. That never happened. And then there's a whole dialogue underneath it, and everyone's shouting shit. Like, I've always found that people that don't like Hasanabi don't like him for reasons outside of what he actually does. Because what he's doing is he's just presenting the news in a way that he wants to present it. In a way that he feels comfortable, in the way that he knows how to present it. He has a background in politics. He has a background in like when he was working for like the Young Turks for a bit, who's in like sales and stuff, had his own show. Then he ended up being creating his own Twitch stream. And then from that, he's now presenting news in a way that he feels comfortable with, in a way that's sort of unbiased, you know? For him, personally. For him.
It is not unbiased.
For him. Unbiased in a sense of, well, technically his leanings, but unbiased in a sense of...
I don't think you can be unbiased left or right. It is impossible.
Yeah, it's true.
Be someone who's like completely neutral is...
You're doing nothing. You're sitting in silence.
You'd be like, okay, I'm going to promote this propaganda and promote this propaganda. It's from both sides. You'd be like, okay, cool.
You're talking about literally all American broadcasting, basically. That's what it does, yeah. Absolutely.
But those people like typically choose a side. I'm talking like someone who would literally be like, I will show you literally everything and offer no actual opinion. If you were to be like 100% neutral. And I don't think there's no one. That's what I'm saying.
CNN maybe.
There's no way you could be a completely neutral
arbitrary
because you are always going to
one side or the other.
Not one side or the other, but you are going to choose even coming at the news, you're going to choose based on your bias already.
Yeah, on your political
what
leaning.
You want to show. Regardless of if you think you're neutral or not, right? You might ignore something, you're like, it's not really much I could talk about, or like, what do I say? Like, so I don't report it.
Yeah.
But again, like if you're not reporting it, then you're kind of already showing a bias unconsciously one way or the other.
In a sense, yeah, but there's certain things that like aren't news, quote unquote news.
I mean, there's a lot of shit
that is not news,
that gets newsed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It gets newsed against us. But yeah, so it's like he's spending it in a way that like he feels comfortable, and then I feel like it rubs people the wrong way who don't have the same political leanings as him and don't like that he is so big with the audience that he has, and so they go, show me back because he said these things, and I'm like, well,
another thing that like really drove me up the wall was like the way because he had Ethan from H3 on like a cast recently,
yeah,
and just like the way he fucking treated him was like the most he just like talked down to him the entire fucking time.
Probably, yeah.
The entire fucking time. But the thing that I took like the most umbrage with was like Ethan was like, hey, you know, like your chat or whatever, like obviously you shouldn't be looking at chat anyway, but like he's like, your chat is like calling me like extremely vile shit. Like extremely vile shit, like you're a fucking genocidal maniac, you're like a Zionist, and like
fuck?
shit like shit like that, and you can see it because the chat logs are public.
Yeah, it's just like strolling,
right?
yeah.
And his response is like, I can't control what people say about you. What do you mean? You moderate your own chat.
There's moderators, but yeah.
And if you have if you have moderators and people in your own chat, you should be able to moderate it to some extent. But then the flip side was he went on what was it, like on a stream with like XQC or whatever.
Who's the fuck? Oh, the annoying guy.
Yeah, but he was doing the exact same thing, complaining to XQC. Why aren't you moderating your chat about people saying shit about me? And XQC's like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll do it. So like,
there you go.
Why, like, his ability to moderate his own chat is there, and he just like refuses.
So
to
my
exercise
question,
that.
my question is, so you've got this piece of information. Where did you get it from? Did you get it from
His
clips?
stream.
Did you watch the entire stream?
Yes,
Or
actually.
did you watch clips from it?
No, I watched the entire stream.
And the entire stream, that's what you felt. You felt that he was
Yes.
talking out. Well, technically, he was a dumbass, so it makes sense. But
I mean, that I don't disagree with.
yeah,
But
I mean, they have their own show Leftovers, where it's basically the same thing for like 2 hours. But no, I get it. That's pretty fucked up. That's double. That's a very
like, you can disable chat. You can put it in emote only.
You can
mode.
turn that shit off. Like,
Yeah, and you can turn it off.
they
like,
do it, for,
doesn't have to appear on the
yeah,
screen,
you can turn
right?
that shit. I would. To be fair.
So my question is, like, that's something so minuscule, so small. You can do. That's literally like.
Yeah,
I run a stream. It's 3 clicks.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
not
small
that hard
thing.
to do.
Yeah.
So being like, sorry, I can't acquiesce to your request because reasons.
Yeah. Well, until watching the stream and stuff, I can't really say too much about what he did. I've not actually seen it, but if that is the case, kind of fucked up. You should probably just like switch it off. It's not hard.
It came off as like very. I don't like in like when someone has like a debate with someone where they talk down to like the other person like they're fucking stupid.
What if they're stupid?
I mean, sure, but I don't think you should have to resort to that if your points are
As a man who watches a lot of
made.
No. As a man who watches a lot of used to get into and have a lot of debates, and then has like stopped entirely. I get it, because it is frustrating talking to, because like you'll say to people like what's happening in America currently? That's pretty stupid. You'll go
Take your pick.
fucking a lot, but you'll go for example, oh my god, Biden has created a lot of jobs, because you look on the the stats and it's showing that he's created a bunch of jobs, and people will go, no, he hasn't, and you'll go, no, he has, because these are the stats,
right,
taken by an independent agency that shows that he's created a lot of jobs. And they go, no, he hasn't. I don't believe that, because my cousin doesn't have a job. I'm like, yeah, fuck your cousin. I don't care about that. He has. Well, who said it? An independent agency. Well, I don't believe it. Why the fuck you what? And that's all it is.
right.
That's all it is. So I get it. I get the frustration. Like, having debates with people is really fucking annoying, especially when like you have the facts. Like especially for me personally, like when you have the information, when you've done the research, when you have the degrees, when you're like, I know this to be true because I've looked into it, and someone goes, I don't believe it. What the fuck? I don't care what you believe.
Right.
I don't give a shit what you believe. This isn't we're not about religion here. We're not about cold hard fucking facts. Read a book, like, and it's shit like that that's frustrating. I get it. So like, this is why like I'm kind of off. I'm off that like whole debate part of YouTube for me, because it's a lot
what
of
did someone
that.
say? It was like, they call it like, debate perverts.
Oh yeah, debate perverts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
I mean, I
debate
agree with you that if you are debating with someone who just like refuses to accept any kind of thing, like 100%, I think that that's perfectly logical. But I don't think in that instance when he was talking with Ethan was like, I don't think Ethan was disagreeing with him at all.
I couldn't know, but yeah, probably.
Because he specifically has come out and said like, yeah, no, like I support like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
idea
yeah.
of this fucking shit. And
Yeah.
So
yeah.
to me, it's like the condescension is just really weird.
Considering that Ethan also has a lot of haters,
Yeah, that's true.
maybe best turn off the chat.
Yeah,
Like
in
these
general.
In general, yeah. I mean, I think they started doing it in Leftovers. They were like, turn
Especially
the chat
if like if he's your friend, right?
off. He's your boy, yeah.
Like
Support your boy.
Why are you just like putting him up? Just like here's the fucking target. Go hard, right?
It's
like
kind of sad. I don't like it.
you don't need to do that.
You don't need to do that. Like, support, protect your boy. Support your boy in all things. I get that. I agree with you there.
So it's that kind of stuff where I'm like, this could have been like a non-issue,
Yeah.
and just your hard-headedness to like let your chat go nuts and being like, oh, there's 32K people in here, I can't control what they say. It's like, you just turn it off.
You can moderate that a little.
And
bit,
then it's
yeah.
and then it's like, okay, well, if you can't control it, what are you paying your moderators for?
True.
If they're not doing shit, then why are they getting paid?
True. I'm a YouTube bitch, so I catch the YouTubes more than the live streams.
Yeah.
But 100%. If that is definitely a guess, I'm gonna watch a little bit of that. And see
I'm
what
not.
it's about.
I won't speak on like the exact points because I don't recall specifically what.
I get it.
Were
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
But from like a you know
from the most important position, from a sense of vibes.
right
The vibes.
like,
wall.
if you're supposed to be friends and you're having a friendly debate, like, you know, you should at least meet some common ground where like decorum is a thing. I would hope that if you're friends, you can agree that there's some kind of level of decorum that you probably should have.
Yeah. It's kind of why, like, I think if you really want, last thing we'll do a quick word from this for another podcast, another episode. I think if you really want to have, if you really want to watch a good, like, American political debate show, surprisingly, Leftovers is really good. It's basically just like a very, not sanitized, a very interestingly made political show.
Maybe not anymore because
No, it's still going on. It's good.
have they said that it was? Because
Yeah.
the last thing I had heard
Oh.
more recently was that it was.
Oh, it's not done. They stopped it because
Yeah, that's what I mean. They've stopped for a while.
they paused for it just because they were like,
This is getting too heated.
yeah, they were like, there's a lot of like drama going on currently with like the whole war,
Mm.
and like things are coming out too thick and fast to like have conversations, and when they try to, the chat like or like they get like basically clip chimps to hell, so they're like, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's very easy in a situation like that where if you don't have the context, it's very easy for a clip to be like,
Oh yeah.
if you even if you could be like, I'm explaining a point
Oh, you're
from
fucked.
this perspective, and then someone clips you and like, look, that
Look.
dude's a Nazi. And
Yep.
it's like, well,
And in this current climate, they're like, if we don't talk about the thing,
Right.
we're bad for
Yeah,
not
exactly.
talking about it. And if we talk about the thing, we're bad.
and people yell at you incessantly. Why aren't you talking about thing?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, fuck it. We're just gonna not for a bit.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
the old episodes are good. The new ones, when they eventually come out, are really good as well. It's definitely like something to
Can you really
to dive
watch?
into.
I guess it depends on what the topic is. I was
It's
gonna
fun.
say, can you watch old episodes if they're about current news that isn't current anymore?
Yeah, they're pretty entertaining. You can go back and like watch things for like research and stuff. They talk a lot about like American politics, which is very fun for me to watch from afar. American Politics is a show that just keeps fucking giving. It's so good. But anyway, guys, we'll be back very quickly after this short read from another podcast on our network.
Hi, this is Mono, the host of Tokyo Game Life, a Tokyo-based video game podcast focusing on Nintendo and gaming culture in Japan's capital. It's your slice of gaming life from Tokyo. Every episode features deep dives into gaming-related places to visit in Tokyo, interviews with fans, developers, and experts, plus detailed thoughts on both retro and new games. Tokyo Game Life, only on the Tokyo Beat Network.
We're back.
And we're back. We started talking about something completely different in the break.
Right.
I have very sad thing to talk about. Sad, inspirational, depends how.
I don't know. Are they two sides of the same coin?
A
Is that what you're
little
saying?
bit. Like I was scrolling through TikTok last
Oh, already starting bad.
already it started bad. But I'm scrolling through, I'm looking at like what's going on in the TikTok space. And there's like dude, it was so sad. There was a post where basically this woman's like granddad,
Okay. Yeah.
someone's grandfather passed away. He passed away like 97, 98 years old. He's a long life. Japanese,
Okay, yeah.
Japanese grandfather, Japanese daughter. The daughter, granddaughter, granddaughter. I think she went to America for a bit, studied there, came back to Japan, went around, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And the grandfather's like 90 something, and he knows he's gonna die. He's like, I'm old, I can feel it. My death is imminent.
Say, I know I'm gonna die.
Bro, he's like, I know.
It's not tomorrow.
No.
It'll come.
He was like, it's coming soon. He was like, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm seeing like the silhouette of Mr. Reaper himself.
See, I play shogi with death on the weekends.
Bro, he's like, if I lose a game, I'm
done.
I'm done.
It's a good thing I played lots of shogi.
He's like, listen, he should have played some more. Fuck me. Because like, so the man decided, okay, I'm gonna write a diary.
okay.
I'm gonna write a diary every day about just like how I'm feeling and what things are
Okay,
about.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
da, da, da. And from like 95 to about 97, he's writing this diary.
Mhm.
And from 95 to 96, the diary's like, I'm up, I'm doing whatever, I'm hanging out,
Mhm.
having a good time. Today what a name came round. We had cake. It was great. Da, 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 da. And then 96 to 97, David. Oh my god. Oh my god. The saddest entries you will ever read in a diary. And it's not,
Jeez.
baby. Oh my god. And it's not entries like, I'm gonna die, I'm scared. You'd be like, yeah. Nope. Mm-mm. It's stuff that's like, so
Are we gonna get philosophical this
a
episode?
little bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot. So like, one of the posts I remember was because all Japanese have been translated, but one of the posts was he goes, you're an idiot. He's talking to himself about himself. So he goes, you're an idiot. Why didn't you challenge more things in life? Why didn't you challenge any other languages? Why didn't you challenge foreign countries? He's like, you could have spoken anything. French, English, German, Chinese. You had the chances. Why didn't you take them? And that's the entire post. That's the entire entry of the day. Just that. And the last like 6 months of his diary, it's just him beating himself up for not. Bro, it is the saddest thing. And it's like 32 like slides, like 32 entries of just him beating himself up, being like, why did you spend so much time working? Why didn't you spend more time doing X? Literally, it's David. I'm sitting here. I was lying in bed. I sat up to read this shit, and I'm just like, this man is having like deathbed regrets.
He's having an existential crisis before he makes his exit.
Bro. I'm there reading this stuff, and I'm like, this is really, really sad. This is really deep. Like, when the last entry will get there, but like, as you're reading along, you can feel it. Like, this man really did live like a typical Japanese salaryman life. Go to the company, work, go home, sleep. Go to the company, work, go home, hang with my kids for a bit. Go to the company, go work back home again. Don't take any time off because that's
a no-no.
That's a bad. No taking time off. You gotta show the company you're working really, really hard. And the only way to do that is by working all the zangyo, unpaid or otherwise. Go to the nomikai. Come home from the nomikai. You work the next day. 45 years. And now he's like, fuck, what do I do now? Because I think by the time he retired, he's like too old to do anything really.
Right.
So he's just like,
I mean, depends on when you retire, I guess.
I assume late.
60, yeah, you probably retire about 65, 70 or something. You can run for political office.
You can run for political office, baby. You're at the perfect age to become the prime minister.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
Steal this fucking country into nothingness. But no, that was his post. It was a very, very somber reading about this man basically like feeling that he wasted his time on the earth. Bro, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't read it so much as like...
How do you read it?
I can understand how you'd read it like, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that? I think it depends more on what the answer is.
Yeah.
Afterward, right? Like, if the question is, why didn't I study more languages? And if your answer is because I was at work, then it's like, that's kind of fucking sad. But if it's something like, oh, because I was doing some other thing that was like more worth my time, right?
Yeah. But I think one of the things that he said, like, he had the chance. It was like, you had the chance.
Right.
But
I mean, you always have the chance.
You always have the chance. Yeah, that's true. But like his entire post, like really reminded me. Like I'm a young man.
Mm.
I'm a young guy, but like
I mean, on the grand scheme of things, like we're both still fairly young.
on
Like,
the grand scheme
we're
of
not
things,
even at like the halfway point.
nope. This is like everyone said it, and I repeat it. Your 30s are your 20s, but with money, if you don't have kids.
Yep. Yeah, what is it? I remember there's like a statistic that came out recently is like
Nice.
they asked like old people like 70 plus or like 80 plus, like really old people, like if you could go back to any time in your life, like what when would it be?
Yeah.
And the average answer was 36.
Oof. Oof. I get it. No, I get it.
I'm getting close, so yeah, I can
I get it. Like when it came to like during my 20s, when your 30s are creeping up, and I personally was like, yeah, whatever, like sure.
Mhm.
But then I had everyone around being like, ooh, dirty 30, gonna be 30. How you feeling? Oh my god. And I'm like, fine. Like,
there. I remember, being like 29 and being like, oh, I'm gonna be 30.
yeah,
That's so old. And then
yeah.
and then you go like, no, it's not.
It's
like,
not.
Like I've barely done anything. I'm still a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think what gets me is that, for example, I'm like 30, so people say things like, oh, you're gonna be unhealthy and your back's gonna hurt and you're gonna have like bad knees, and I'm like, yeah, if I spent like my entire 20s fucking paragliding or jumping out of fucking trains, yeah,
Where you bust your knees up all the time.
yeah, exactly. If I spent like my 20s like slowly like hammering my knee with like a light hammer, then yeah, I'd get that. Or if I'm like sinning really badly for my entire 20s.
What's that called? Like bone kneading or something?
Bone
Have you heard about that?
when you break your legs and put metal
so
poles
it's
in
like,
them?
I forget what the fuck it's like bone like reshaping bone. It's like,
Is that similar to mewing?
no. So like what it was like, people like, oh, ugly people. I say this, ugly people.
Ugly
People who have like, who think they're ugly.
Yeah.
Would like say like, oh, you can fix the like your facial structure of your face by just like hitting it with a hammer every day, and slowly your skull will like change shape because you're applying pressure in certain
No, it
ways every
won't.
day.
You'll
No,
just-
I mean, no, yes, but
Oh no.
I forget like what it's like a fucking trend, like
Dude, my face is hurting thinking about that. What the fuck, dude? Who's doing this shit?
that's what's called bone smashing.
But fuck.
I don't think you should call it bone smashing because you're not actually smashing. But yeah, it's like day one bone smashing, and it's like, oh, to fix my nose, I'm just gonna hammer my nose.
No, don't do that.
You're just gonna break your nose
just
and
gonna-
then have like
A weird
breathing
nose, yeah.
issues.
A weird nose the rest of your fucking life. Like, don't do that. Like,
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Dumb. It's so dumb.
This
But
is a public service announcement. Don't do that. It's not good. We have some young listeners. Don't do it. Like your face and body will be constantly changing until like your mid-20s. Don't fuck around with it. Let it do
even,
it.
I think it's like even still into like your late 20s, you could be changing.
Yep. Don't fuck around with it. Like seriously, it will always look worse if you like.
Oh,
What did you drink?
I thought it was water. It's leftover umeshu from last night.
Hell yeah, bro. Get that fucking umeshu down, cunt. Fuck yeah, bro.
Gross.
Get it down. But no, that's pretty.
Anyway,
that's pretty fucked. What are we doing?
sad old
20s.
man.
Yeah. Sad old man. So sad old man's filling in this diary, being really sad about like his regrets in life. And I think, as you were saying that, like depending on what he was doing instead of the things he was meant to do,
Right.
perhaps the regrets aren't as what's the word? Regretful.
As bad.
As
But, like,
bad.
you could have done this, but you were doing this other thing, which is more important. Like I see that something is like, you could have traveled the world and studied other languages and did ABCDs, like, but you were with your family, or you were like raising some, doing something else.
But I feel like looking at like maybe not as much now, but I know there's a lot who still do it. Like certain like Japanese salaryman, or even like just international like people living their lives, or like live a life where they're like consumed by, they'll have like family and friends and stuff, but they'll live a life like consumed by work, and then they'll be like, oh my god, I'm old and retired, where are all my friends and family? Why does no one care about me? And it's like, what did you do to foster these relationships for like 45 years? All you've done is go to work and go home again. Like, who the fuck are you at this stage? You know what I mean? Like, there's little things like that. And I found, especially like now, like looking at like to move it back to Japan. Like, I really worry about the people who are about to go into retirement in Japan, like now, because the type of like work culture Japan like encourages
had churned them through, right?
Yeah,
like,
literally.
the people who are gonna retire now were born probably after World War II, right?
Yeah.
Most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like most of the old people you see now are probably like, if they're 80, God, how long was World War II again?
1940.
So let's go 20. Oh God, it's 2023. Oh, why am I doing? I just use a calculator here. 2023.
80, 90 something, 80 something, 84?
79.
Fuck.
If they were born the year that the war ended,
Yeah.
they're 79.
Okay.
So if they're born during the war, they're like in their 80s.
Okay. So
But retirement age is 65, so that's people
Oh,
born
they're
in
retired
the 50s and 60s.
Oh, fuck me, dude. So those are born in like the 50s, 60s, a little bit after. They lived through like the bubble era. Then the bubble burst.
Ah, the good old 80s.
The good old 80s. So then they had to work through the crazy, please work 1,000 unpaid hours time of work after the bubble era. And apparently that mentality is still very prevalent in like Japanese work culture, which is why you have like things like ridiculous like long hours and people working like unpaid zangyo.
Yep.
Because in talking to my friend and their dad, they were saying that the company they work for, they finish at like 5:30 the latest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they work like 9 to 5 and they get paid a decent amount. And the father's like, no. Why are you getting home so early? And they're like, "'Cause I'm finished work." He's like, no.
You young kids are the ones destroying this country.
Yep. So you got to show your boss that you're really dedicated to the company. You got to work till 10 p.m. large train. That's what I did in my day. And my friend's like, yeah, that's why we never fucking saw you, fucking idiot. Like, what were you doing for all those hours? Because like the life wasn't any better. You know what I mean? Like nothing really improved per se.
Not really, right? You wouldn't think so.
But look at the Japanese economy hasn't risen for like 20, 30 years. Like,
in fact, it's probably in the worst place it's been since
it's awful.
that time.
I cannot go home because the yen is so fucking shit currently. We discussed this last week a little bit, but yeah, like it's got to an extent where I'm like, unless something changes in Japan, you're gonna have more people in this situation where they're on their deathbeds being like, fuck.
Yep.
Wish I did anything else but what I did. Like, the fuck do I do now, kind of thing. And like, it was pretty depressing. But like the last entry was pretty not as depressing, I would say. So the last entry is basically him going, I have regrets in my life. He's like the shit I didn't do, shit I wanted to do, shit I could have done, shit I was supposed to do that I didn't do because I was putting it off, couldn't be bothered, I just could be fucked, whatever. But he's like, to his like granddaughter and like it's his daughter, he's like, as long as you guys like take my lessons and do something good and are like happy in the life you're living, he's like, I'll die happy. He's like, but please, he's like, do not, he's like, read this diary again, do not make my mistakes. He's like, could you please fucking like do something? And that's why she started to post it online, because she was like, it's a message that she wants like everyone to hear. Bro, I was so pumped. I was so pumped. I was like, this man is living my greatest fear. That is legitimately my greatest fear, is like to die and be like, fuck, I should have had that second slice of pie. It's that is like probably my biggest fear, I would say. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I can, like, maybe I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. What do you mean?
It's weird because like, typically I'm a pretty pessimistic type person where I'm like, glass half full, right?
What?
Yeah, I know. But it's weird because like in that case, maybe it's just because like I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Where I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
I mean, death lurks around every corner. You never know, right?
It's right there. Yeah, you never know.
But I mean, if you die suddenly, then you're probably the last thing you regret is stepping off the curb.
That's it. Dying suddenly would never scare me.
Right.
It's the meme where it's like, so a guy's about to do something, he suddenly dies. Like dying suddenly is whatever.
Then it's like, oh,
we're done. I'll be like, nah. How far did I get?
Right.
Redo.
Mm-hmm.
God, one more time. Reincarnate me. This time I want to be.
I feel like you cheated.
Yeah, I feel like I was cheated. Let's go one more time. This time, put me on easy mode. I want to be a white American. Let's fucking go. Like, the fuck? So like, I think dying quick, easy. Dying slow, terrifying. I don't want to die slow.
Of like
regrets.
a disease like cancer or something.
Oh no, the regrets. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm like, how do I seize every day?
It's really weird because like, I feel like a lot of people who have like a crippling disease or like some kind of like not disability, but in a lot of cases, it's those kind of people are usually like the most well-adjusted and like weird. Maybe they aren't actually happy, but like outwardly they seem happy, which is like because they've faced what this guy has faced, right? Like they're like, oh, death is maybe coming for me.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make do with the time I have left, right?
Yeah.
So like they're, how do you say? Like they're like, I don't know, like jazzed about life.
Yeah, the mid-maxing. Yeah, you're gonna make it.
So where I feel like other people who have not had to come like face to face with that reality are kind of just like, ooh, life sucks, it's bad. Ooh.
It's like, okay. Do you know what it is? It's what is there's a really good combination. Oh, it's like this. It's like, you know, you have a project due, and the project is due in like 6 months. And you're like,
right. Like, I got tons of time.
6 months. I got tons of time. I have what feels like an unlimited amount of time. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And then suddenly it's due in 2 weeks, and you're like, shit.
Fuck.
Should have done this 6 months ago.
Right, exactly.
My bad. And then you rush and you get it done, but you're like, this could have been done better. I feel like it's that. It's like,
I could have done more. I could have done better stuff.
you could have done better, cooler shit. Like, you could have done more interesting stuff. And I feel like life a little bit is like that, especially life in Japan. Like, to obviously move back to Japan, I feel like life in Japan is also like that a lot of the time. We know a lot of people who've come and then left. And then for those who are in Japan making the most of it, you know, we're traveling around. Like, David, we're always going places, like you and me. We travel around. We'll go.
I think this year I've traveled more places than I have in the first 3 I was here.
Of course, you got to see it.
First 4 I was here.
Because you got
right.
You got to build currency, build time.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, weirdly enough, like it's like the old guys thing, right? Like spending so much time working at the company and not doing fuck all. Now that I've been unemployed for a while, I've just been able to just go, okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Do you want to go somewhere? Okay, let's go. Right?
That's
like I have no attachment to like be like, oh, I gotta go to work on Monday. Like, it's not good to be unemployed. Like, I get that, but it's weirdly provided me the ability to just kind of be like, to kind of yes man everything.
Yeah, which is good.
Like, oh, do you want to go to Kumamoto? Oh, do you want to go to, like, this year alone, where have I been?
Kumamoto.
Fukuoka,
Nice.
Kumamoto, Hiroshima,
Great.
Gifu,
Gifu's great.
Nagano, Matsumoto.
Oh, Matsumoto's great.
Where else have I been? Like, I went to Odawara as well.
Classic.
I went to Hakone as well.
The hack.
Like, I'm up to like 8 places, right? In the span of a year.
Himeji. Himeji's so fucking.
I've been there before.
But still,
I went to Kyoto as well. Like earlier, like I completely forget. Like, this is the end of the year.
Yeah.
I completely forget. At the start of this year, I went to like Osaka and Kyoto.
Oh shit! Yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
I remember that.
Right.
That was
so
good.
like, I've been a lot of places just this year alone, and I think that's mostly because I haven't been working and I've had the money to do stuff. So like, it's weird. I think it'll be weird when like I go back and start interviewing for a lot of jobs, and they'll be like, "Oh, like what have you been like? Why is there such a big gap in your work history?"
I was diving into Japanese culture.
I was finally able to do shit I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't working as a slave for a company.
Yeah.
But people don't like that answer. Oh, you weren't working consistently the entire time? Like,
it depends what company you're trying to look for. I feel like if you're working for a Japanese company, they're like, oh, you weren't working every day since you were of legal age to work? What the fuck? And it's like, yeah, of course not. What's wrong with you?
Right.
And then working for an international company, it's like, what have you done? You've done cool shit? Cool.
Right.
Do you reminds me of this week I was having dinner with some friends from America, and the topic of applying for like universities came up because we're talking about like girls. You know what Girl Scouts are?
Like the little girls who sell you
cookies
cookies.
thing. Yeah. Talking about that, and they were talking about like having to do all these like extra curricular activities, and I'm like, for fun. They're like, no, it looks good on college applications, and I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh, you have to
Right,
do like
yeah.
extracurricular shit. I'm like, why? They're like, oh, because it look. I'm like, why? The only thing that needs to look good on a college application is your grades. If you're going in for, I don't know, you want to do English in university.
Right.
Show me that A in English in college. Show me that B in English in college. Like, I don't give a shit that you. Oh, I was also on the baseball team. I don't fucking care.
Right.
What does that have to do with?
I mean, it's like they'll be like, "Ugh, it shows initiative." It's like that.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't really
No,
like.
it doesn't.
Again, here's the thing: is you've it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Yes.
Of if I want it to look good on a resume, I'm gonna do it because it looks good on a resume. But
Yeah.
on the flip side, they're looking for things that look good on a resume. But if the person that's put it there has only done it because they have to, is it real? Like, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, it looks good because I'm doing my best. I'm going out there and doing extracurricular and doing extra, and it's like, but you're not really.
You're not really.
You're doing it because this person assumes that you are.
Yeah.
You're just doing it to have it there because they want it there for some arbitrary fucking reason.
Just have a hobby. I think
Sure,
in
yeah.
the UK, you have a little section that they'll be like, what do you mean hobbies? And you write on like whatever hobbies you have
Right.
or whatever. Like, and I think my teacher explained it as that section is only looked at if two candidates are basically exactly the same,
Mm-hmm.
like one for one the same. They're both going for English, and they both have an A star in English and a B in whatever, and a C in something else, an A in whatever else, and they've been born in the same place basically, like, and they same age, same location, like it's the
Right.
same. Then they go, alright, what hobbies does this person do? Oh, this person wrote nothing here. All right.
But
This
like
person
again,
wrote reading. Fine.
But again, like that means absolutely
But it means
nothing.
nothing.
It means
It
absolutely
means nothing. It's literally a coin toss. They're like, these candidates are exactly the same.
Right.
So fuck it. We'll pick the one that wrote the extra line.
right.
Whatever.
And then like, yeah,
Whatever.
Resumes are a fucking.
Oh, it's a joke.
Shit
It
show.
means nothing. It's
It's like here. It honestly, it should be like, here are my relative skills.
Yes.
The end.
give me the job.
Not even give me the job. It's like here's the facts. Here's like what my relative skills are to this thing.
Position, yeah.
And then you're gonna have to gamble on personality because I don't think that is a factor in any way because you could hire someone who looks like the best on paper, but if they come in and the team that they're working with or the people that you're working with or they're working with you and you absolutely fucking hate them, they could have been the best person on paper, but the guy who's like slightly worse or like way worse, he could have learned on the job in like 5 months and been way better than the person you hired.
It's true.
And fit in and you like them, right?
True.
So like
it's true.
It's always such a toss-up in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. It's hard. It's honestly hard to like. I do not envy hiring managers or people who
Oh,
have to
God,
like
no.
get. Oh God, no. People who have to like make the decision of who gets into like certain courses or not. Like, fuck that. Like, I don't mind being like a manager. That'd be cool. But like a hiring manager being like, oh, I have to decide like if this person's hired or not. I'm like, that's stressful.
I think it'd be
bro.
the worst thing would be like the fucking guy who has to fire people.
Oh, dude, no, fuck that.
I think that would be worse
Horrible.
for me because I'm like empathetic to people who like I know are working because they need the money. If they don't have the
Same.
money, like shit's fucked.
Same.
And if you have to fire someone for like completely extraneous reasons, like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
even-
yeah, yeah.
It's not even like you're doing badly at your job. It's just because like some fuckery happened.
The company decided that anyone whose names begin with F and or J are being fired.
You're fired, right? Yeah.
Gotta
Shit
fire
like that,
myself
and
this
you're just like,
afternoon. Yeah.
Fuck.
Literally, so fucking stupid. That's really, I couldn't do that, honestly. I don't envy those in that position. I feel like, ooh, my legs.
As much as people talk shit about HR, I can't imagine HR is that fun of a job.
Oh, no, of course not. It sounds very stressful. I don't want to deal with, like, you're doing, what, 1 billion emails every day from people being like, help. This is, especially, imagine HR in a Japanese company.
Oh yeah, you probably get like a sexual harassment, power harassment like,
Every
thing
other
every
day.
fucking week.
Apparently, I was reading the news a few days ago that some of the bigger companies in Japan are doing like big sweeping crackdowns on like the various hara because they're like, this is one, costing us too much money, and 2, costing us reputation, and 3, we don't want to deal with this shit anymore.
Right.
We don't want to have to deal with this.
Why can't you just be normal?
You literally like, just be normal. So even when I joined a new company, I had to do this this like test, and you had to score like 80% or above in this test. And I'm like, what is this test about? And my colleague's like, oh, it's just about like harassment. And I'm like, can I just do the test? Like, yeah. Like, you can take the test as many times as you want, but you need to get over like 80-90%.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'll do the test. I'll see what it's about, how much I know that's common knowledge. And then if I fail, I'll do it again. Because maybe there's some weird rules that I don't get, or maybe there's certain things that like a certain weird thing of like harassment that I don't understand. Let's go through and see. 100% first time. 100% first time. Someone's there, like, I'm like, cool.
Do people fail this?
Do people fail this? Who's failing this? It's like things like, well, if you're at the office and you're at work one day and a cute young thing comes into the office and you call her a cute young thing, is that harassment? And I'm like, yeah. And some OGs is like, no, of course not. Like, she's a cute young thing. Of course not harassment. It's like, how did I fail? I don't get it. If you call a colleague at 3 a.m. Drunk, is that harassment? It's like, no, of course I was drunk. Of course not. It's like, no, it's harassment.
I don't know, it depends. Is he your bro?
Depends. Is he your bro? Don't call me. That's harassment. Do not call me. That's harassment. Listen, we're not friends. We're colleagues. Even if we are friends and colleagues, don't call me. It's 3 a.m. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, you probably shouldn't be calling people at 3 a.m.
That's
regardless.
crazy. But it's stuff like that. It's like very things that I feel like I learned in secondary school. It's like secondary school house rules, but in like an office. But I think a lot of companies are doing it now because they're like, this is like a lot. You guys
They're
are
like,
really...
it's a little bit much. Like, you guys should know. Yeah, you
guys should know.
How like maladjusted some people are is really weird.
It's pretty insane, honestly. Like, I'm glad to hear that, especially 'cause as Japan is changing and adapting, like evolving, they are putting sort of new systems in place to stop a lot of this stuff happening. So I'm very hopeful that the Japan in the next 5-10 years will be a very different place than it is now currently, because they are improving. It is changing.
We'll see.
I mean, the yen is fucking dog shit right now, but apart from the fucking yen being hot trash,
I mean, I don't
else
see that
improving,
improving unless like major sweeping changes are made.
Destroy the Zaibatsu, make more small startup companies, more little interesting buildings and stuff, please.
Yeah, like it's weird to me because recently all those like the big motor and like all those companies committing the big old fraud, right? Stuff like that. And like you see that kind of stuff, like people cooking the books and shit happens all the fucking time. So like I have to imagine that like most Japanese companies are just like held up by like a fucking house of cards. Oh, right? Yeah. It's just held up by someone who's cooked the books just enough that it's okay. But the second that someone finds out, or the second that something goes awry, like that whole thing just comes fucking down. And I have to imagine like every single company, and that's not an exaggeration. I have to imagine every single company that's huge is like that.
It's surprisingly worse because Japan does have so much bureaucracy. Things go really slowly through the cogs. So they're building these houses of cards, and they're like, oh, it's fine. No one's checked on us in the last 20 years.
Right.
We're going to be okay. And it's like, no. They're coming. They're just coming really slowly.
And then all of a sudden it's year 20 and 1 second. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, this is wrong.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, well, this is what our entire business is dealt with.
And then, and you've built it over the 20 years. And it's just like someone's taken that one thread and been like, whoop, and the whole thing just...
I was watching a very interesting video. One of those like street interviewee dudes.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that content, but...
Can I go see your house? That dude.
Oh, I hate that guy. No, not him. It was the...
That shit... By the way, that shit's all fake.
It's all fake. No,
he's already like contacted the people because like there's no fucking way that someone shows up.
David,
like, hey, do you wanna?
I got contacted by one of them people, being like, "Hey, can I come to your house?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, who are you?" Like, "Oh, I'm doing this street interview thing. Can I?" I'm like, "No, leave." No, what? No, that's weird. No, don't film my house. Go away. You're being strange. But this one Japanese guy was doing it, but his question was good. His question was, and I quote, Japan's economy hasn't raised in the last 30 fucking years. Why do you think that is? And he spoke to this woman. This woman is like, she like Woman cracked her knuckles, began eating. She was like, listen, I work in the IT space in Japan. She's like, yeah? He's like, listen, we don't take risks anymore. We don't take risks anymore because old people are running the companies and they don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't want to take any risks. They don't understand it. And if we take any risks in any new technology, the old guy's, it's going to be clear that he doesn't know what the fuck's going on and he's afraid of being ousted. So to protect his position, in a sense, he's just being like, nope, let's just do things the way we were doing them in the 90s.
Just tread water forever.
Yeah, someone bring me my fax machine. I have to send these important documents over to the other company and the other Oji-chan working there. Like, it's stuff like that, basically. Like, it's like, they don't want to digitize. They don't want to, like, modernize any technology, any sector. So things are just going to be behind forever. And she's like, Japan used to be like this massive technological hub. They used to be ahead of the curve. She's like, now they're so far behind the curve, it's not even funny. It's like, it's not even a joke. She's
Right,
like,
because
we're
the
so
shit
behind.
that those old people made that was ahead of the curve is just where they've stayed.
Yep. They were like, oh, this was ahead of the curve 50 years ago. And it's like, yeah, it's 2023. It's current year, my guy.
Right.
No one's, why is there a fax machine fucking
That's why you
Family
look at
Mart?
like companies like, I have to imagine companies like Sony and Nintendo still exist, mostly because they're actually still like moving forward technologically,
Yeah,
whereas everyone else is kind of just like
doing nothing, yeah. This is why like Sony and Nintendo are fucking global names, like Panasonic and stuff. Because these are global names. These are people who are like trying to make interesting, innovative content, and be that in their Japanese branches or international.
Yep.
The fact is they're still like trying to stay or are ahead of the curve. A lot of like homegrown Japanese companies that technically should be banging. There are services here that are great that they just don't have internationally.
Nope.
Because like the technology like that we're using.
What's the
is kind of
service we have
outdated.
here that should be
Line.
everywhere?
Line is fucking sick.
I mean, that's just WhatsApp.
I know, but no, WhatsApp shit. I can't pay for shit on WhatsApp.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah, I literally saw it yesterday.
What the fuck?
You can. There's like a WeChat
What?
Pay.
Seriously? What?
Yep.
Things have
And it was in
changed.
Japan too, which was like, wow. That was like, what the? Who uses WeChat?
Wait, WeChat? I mean WhatsApp.
Oh, WhatsApp. Okay, no, WeChat.
Oh,
is from
WeChat
China.
you can. WeChat's
WeChat's from China.
WeChat you
okay,
can.
I was thinking WhatsApp.
WhatsApp's dog
is
shit.
shit.
WhatsApp's dog shit.
It's fucking dog. I don't know why Americans use WhatsApp.
It's dog shit. Use Line.
It's fucking garbage.
WhatsApp, no stickers.
Already, I'm out.
Already,
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm
what
out.
a waste of my time. No,
Turn it off.
Line's also Korean. Is it Line's Korean?
No.
Isn't Line Korean?
Because they merged with Naver, and
Oh,
I think Naver is.
there we go. Is Line a Korean app? I'm just gonna ask Google real quickly. Launched in 2011, Line is a social media app that was launched by Naver Corporation, a South Korean company. There we go.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But it's more popular in the Japanese market. It started as a chat app and since evolved into a platform for entertainment.
Which is
social
weird
media
because
tech.
Line Corp
Mm.
says that it's founded in 2000 in Tokyo.
You lying cunt. It was founded in 2011.
Line Corporation was a Japanese internet company. It was a subsidiary of Z Holdings, a joint venture between SoftBank and Naver Corporation.
What?
So it is partially owned by SoftBank.
Is Line Corp Korean? Began in 2011, the brainchild of engineers at NHK Japan, the Japanese arm of Naver Corporation, formerly NHN, based in South Korea. Today, the popular messaging service are operated by Line Corporation, a spin-off
Okay, so
companies
it's a
headquartered in Japan.
Japanese company that was in Korea?
Bro, this is crazy. It's like a Japanese company that had a branch in Korea, but also, wow. No wonder no one knows who made this fucking app, because both sides can technically claim to. Wow. This one says it's a Japanese internet company.
But anyway,
This is
no
interesting.
stickers, no stickers, fuck
I
it.
just started reading the fucking article quietly to myself. I'm so sorry. That's really interesting. Holy shit. Anyway, I digress. My gosh. No. Line is like little things that's really good. Like Line, they got a whole bunch of like weird like manga reading apps as well that are really, really good. Like things like that would be great internationally if they start like giving out IP to more like distribution companies and such.
That's one thing. Japan is like this man. I'm just hang on.
I know.
This podcast is like all fucking over the place.
I know, but it's,
this is one of those rambly ones.
I had a lot of random things to talk about today. This was the episode.
So, specifically, like Japan is like really fucking precious about IP.
They are.
Like extremely precious about IP, and I know this mostly from from games, but like companies are like completely unwilling to ever give their IP to anyone to do anything with, ever.
Yeah.
And if you do, they think you're stealing.
Yep.
Because I remember like back in the 90s, like early 2000s, they like. I remember this specifically from games because people complain about it a lot. People that I used to like watch or whatever.
Yeah.
They complain about it a lot because it was like, oh, you could only ever, if you were playing a game, right? You got like a game early and you're doing like your review coverage.
Yep.
You could only use footage sent to you by the company.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you didn't use stuff sent to you by the company, they would like consider it to be like IP theft and would sue your ass. There's like a very famous case, right? I think it's like Square or Capcom like fucking sued someone because they like used their own footage or something. And obviously I don't think it went anywhere, but like the fact that they even attempted it tells you that it's fucking weird. And it's even still like, even to this day, Nintendo can't fucking decide what they want to do with Smash Brothers to save their life. Like they just put out rules for running tournaments.
I remember
Otherwise Nintendo will slap you with a DMCA.
Yeah. They were saying something like tournaments can't have cash prizes or something like that. Like it was really stupid. Like it makes no sense. Like
hyper controlling of their IP. It's like fucking weird.
You're destroying your biggest communities.
Your biggest communities, grassroots type.
Yeah,
like
for no reason. Like it's stupid.
It literally makes people hate you.
Oh yeah, it does. That's why a lot of like anime. If you're in Japan, you can't watch any anime streamer content because
none. It's all blocked.
It's all blocked.
It's all blocked.
Everything's blocked. You can't watch anything. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. But that's the way it is in Japan. It's weird. I'm hoping eventually it will change. It probably won't for a long time. Not until like the old heads get out and new people come in. I know like internally there are like changes happening, but it's gonna be a long process. Like, do not.
We'll see what happens with the election because there's probably gonna be an election soon, right?
Let's go, baby. Hopefully, we get someone good in. That'd be good. I want a big shake up in the government. But
that would be nice.
We'll see how it is. Let's talk about the elections when they start getting closer. That's definitely a topic I want to discuss on the poddy. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there, my boys. I have a picnic to go to. It might be freezing cold, so that'll be interesting.
It's not. That's not a might. It's going to be.
It's like 12 degrees. It'll be fine. I'm gonna bring a bucket of KFC. It'll be funny. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah.
All right.
Until then, guys, see you next time. Stay healthy, stay safe. See ya.